What's up, y'all? It's Grind Time ATL. I'm your co-host, Shondaya, and I'm here with the host.
I'm your host, WDG Grind Time, aka Willie Green.
And I'm Miss Allie. I'm the guest host today, and I'm so happy to be here.
Okay.
I'm Tommy. What's up, y'all? I'm the husband to this pretty young thing right now.
Okay then. Okay.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about nobody taught us. We just had to learn the hard way.
Who you want to ask that question to?
Miss Allie.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
then.
so when we talk about nobody taught us, we had to learn the hard way. What do you feel like was the biggest thing throughout your life that you didn't know? Like, just not saying it had to come from anybody in particular, but what do you feel like that was for you?
I'm going to get deep with you guys. So I feel like learning to love yourself is so important. And nobody really talks about loving yourself. Like,
Okay.
now in today's society, we have, self-love, doing things to take care of ourselves, girls, soft life. We have that now, but growing up when I was younger, we didn't have that.
Right.
We had grind, hustle, do what you got to do. Even if you're tired, work for it, work for it. And we used to really beat ourselves down and kill ourselves for the things that we wanted to do. Nothing in life is given to us. That's just a fact. So we do have to work hard. I agree with working hard, but at what cost? So loving myself, I had to really go through a lot to learn how to do that. I had children. I had to learn how to love myself for them, because if I don't love myself, how can I love anybody else?
That's true,
that
though.
goes with relationships. If I can't love me again, how can I love somebody else? So honestly, the only thing that really taught me that was going through life struggles and getting with God. Like, at the end of the day, I've been through the trenches, and thank God I'm still climbing. Every day is a struggle. You gotta wake up, pray, and try to hope for the best.
That's right,
So
though.
that is something that really taught me. Like, loving myself is the most important thing. So nobody teaches you that, but now I know, and I'm working on it every day.
That's crazy.
That's good.
I'm gonna tell you my perspective on my end was I just learned how to love myself over the years, you know what I'm saying? Because I was too busy loving everybody else, jeopardizing my life, making sure everybody eating, everybody rent paid. And this was something that really started when I was a kid, you feel me? Like, when you're growing up in family dysfunctions where everybody's selling drugs, everybody's doing drugs, it's just, you're not in an environment where you see success. All you see is what's going on in the hood, what's going on in dysfunctions, you know what I'm saying? So loving yourself is something that when it came to us, we learned that as we got grown, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody was so busy making sure we love him and making sure everybody else is all right, you feel me? So, I just learned that I like what you said, putting God first. All my life I was going to church, Islam, everything, but when I really learned how to build a relationship with God, and when I learned how to build my relationship with God, and He told me to love myself, and it comes through trauma. When you start seeing that ain't nobody gonna love you but you, and you start going through like being used, being played, backstabbing, backbiting, backdooring, when you start getting that from your own family, I'm talking about the closest people to you. You know what I'm saying? You start learning, you start observing, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the peace come in. You're sitting alone, you by yourself, you know what I'm saying? All the time in dark rooms crying, you know what I'm saying? And wondering why people don't love you. And sometimes you even make people try to love you. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get to the point where I'm gonna have to love myself. You know what I mean? I gotta learn how to say no. I gotta make sure I do what I do to become successful, because the people that put me in that state are the same people that's gonna keep me in that state. So if I don't love myself and I push on, guess what? I'ma still stay stuck in that state. You feel me? So the struggle is serious, and God first is it always works, you know what I'm saying?
And that's also through experience too. Like, you gotta learn certain things. Growing up thinking everything like the wrong thing is the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, somebody coming up in a dysfunctional family or just a dysfunctional environment.
Right.
Selling drugs, thinking that shit is normal when it's not.
Yeah.
But that's how it works. When you grow up and you see certain things, you gotta step out that box and with me is moving. I worked. I got a job. One of my cousins, who God bless the dead, he died. Before he told me, like, majority of my cousins sell drugs. So, sorry, I didn't mean to put y'all out there like that.
That's okay, man. Shit is
One of
real.
my cousins who died, Trey, but he told me, like, one day we had a conversation, and he was basically telling me, like, look at one of my cousins who worked. He worked 2 jobs. Like, I look at him as like that figure. Like, he worked 2 jobs. He take care of his family. He got kids. He do the right thing.
Right.
And I always looked at him like, damn. And my cousin showed me him, like, you know, like, don't focus on what we doing. We doing all the wrong things. Like,
Right,
you know,
right,
like,
right.
I know it seemed cool. When you young, everything seemed cool. You want to do cool shit. That's selling drugs. That's who you look to. They got all the fly shit. But the working man, everything that I hustle for, I lost. Everything that I work hard for, I
That's
still
crazy too, and that's the
So,
truth too.
you know.
You know.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Look-
Do y'all feel like y'all were operating in survival mode?
Yeah, definitely.
Could
So
be.
is
Definitely.
that it?
I mean,
To me,
let me answer that question real quick. Excuse me, Tommy. I don't mean to cut you off. Like, I grew up in a household where if you don't make it to the last piece of cake, it's gonna be gone. You feel me? If you don't make it to that last pack of hot dogs, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? It was like first come, first serve. You know what I'm saying? So it was always survival mode with me. You know what I'm saying? My mother, she'll plead the fifth on it, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to put on Front Street, but yeah, it was always survival mode. You feel me? Like, especially when, like you said, when you growing up around certain things, you start seeing, thinking that it's normal. So when I was growing up, I thought violence was normal. You know what I'm saying? So all I knew how to do is go outside and be violent, go to school and be violent. You know what I'm saying? I thought fighting, that was normal. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was normal to just know how to fight, learn how to fight. You know, growing up in New York, growing up in Virginia, growing up in Georgia, it gets rough. You know what I'm saying? So you always, and you had to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to, because there was kids that I grew up with that didn't even have to go, that didn't even never go through that kind of stuff. But because I thought it was normal, and I thought it was normal to be around certain people, I thought, like he said, you know, the hustling, all that stuff was cool. And it was normal to me. So these are the type of people that I wanted to put myself around. If I was around a school kid, that was lame to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't trying to do no books. I'm trying to go to the football game and punch somebody out. You feel what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Or go to the block and see what I can get. They're gonna come up with. You know what I'm saying? Or so
that's wild.
yeah, when you sometimes what you used to seeing, it becomes normal to you, especially for men. You know what I'm saying? It becomes normal. You know what I'm saying? And you'll think it's normal until you start growing up, going through life struggles like going to jail, detention. Even in detention, I ain't gonna even talk about that because we have fun. Fighting is cool, and you know, in boys' home. So you know that's how it is. It becomes normal.
Okay. Tommy, what about you?
Survival mode, you're saying? I don't necessarily call it survival mode. I mean, once you break it all down, yes.
I was about to say it's definitely
Yeah,
survival mode.
Once you break it all down, yeah. But when you growing up into it, it's just a regular
It's normal.
thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you don't
just
feel
normal.
like-
Like you don't feel like you're surviving. Like sometimes it's just fun. You
Well,
know what I mean? Like
you-
it's
you-
fun.
you
But
actually
it's
see
stupid
it,
at
though.
the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you grow up and you understand certain things, like, damn, if I would have just did this, but that comes again with guidance. It's not a lot of guidance. You need guidance. Like you need the direct guidance. The person that's raising you need guidance too.
That's right,
You know what I
though.
mean? They probably
Didn't have the
They
guidance.
probably didn't have that. So you know,
Yeah.
they just going off of what they know.
And that's how it is
So,
too.
Can I ask you a
But
question?
I was raised good. Shout out to my moms. Like my
Okay,
mom's
cool.
Your mom is amazing.
She
A1.
is. So-
Listen,
Shout out to Mom's Duke, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
So what do you think? Where do you feel like at what point in your life you was like, I know this is right, this is wrong, and this is the way that I want to go? At what point did you have that epiphany?
That's
day by
crazy.
day, I'm still figuring certain, trying to figure certain things out. Because the way I was raised, I still think I would go back to negative thinking when I know in all reality is wrong. And shout out to her, you gotta have a good wife and be like, listen, and bring you back like, yo, bro, listen. You
That's
gotta
very
have good friends
important,
too.
man. That's
I
very
was
important.
blessed to have
man.
good friends. Like my cousins, most of them like it's my friends. Like I don't really have no friends like that. Like,
Right, that's your
you know what I
family.
mean? So it's mostly my family, like my close family. So, you know, I have conversations with them, or I call my big cousins or whatever, and they try to break it down.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
that's when I just, you know, get everything.
And so when you looking at people, man, that don't have that, you feel what I'm
You
saying?
gotta
Like,
have the right.
you know, I got a lot of family, right?
Yeah.
But I don't rock out with my family like
It's
that.
sad
You
to
know what I'm
see,
saying?
but-
Because I know what type of family I got. So when it comes to homies and family, I rock by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, I've been through a lot of trauma. And like you said something, I can agree, I could bear the difference with it, but me personally, I feel like this. When things do appear to be normal, when you trapped in there, to me, it didn't never seem normal to me. You know, because I used to always want to find a way out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like every time I tried to find a way, I had people to pull me down. They're happy for you. That's how they get you. They make you feel like they're happy for you. And then you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you're back on the floor and they're walking over you, looking at you, laughing at you, ain't helping you. You know what I'm saying? So as you start to get older, you start to see that, you know what I'm saying, it's not normal. But it's normal. You know what I'm saying? And you be trying to, and sometimes people go through this until they grown. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always talk about mental health. Check on your people. Because you got people that you've been knowing all your life that's suicidal. You don't know it. You might not know it. You know what I'm saying? They suicidal. They going through a real depression. And they might laugh. They might chat, talk. They might even give you advice. But when they go back to their little lonely spot, they suicidal, they crying because nobody's there for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They always there to make everybody, and you will never know, even if somebody told you, man, that man going through a real depressed state. You know what I'm saying? The people closest to you be like, man, nothing wrong with that dude. He all right, he cool. And they steady doing this behind your back.
That's men, period.
You know?
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just men.
Yeah.
You grew up in a society, like, if you grew up tough,
right.
There's no weakness. Like, you can't show no weakness. You can't cry.
No, you can't.
You can't do none of that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to suck it up, take it on the chin.
All that type stuff.
I grew
you know
up
what I'm
on
saying?
Chin up, chest out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I've gone through depression.
Right.
But I never was suicidal.
Right.
But I've gone through depressions where I felt like I'm stuck in this place where I can't get out.
Right.
And if I would have done this, I would have probably been in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
But in all reality, you're not going to be who you are until you go through that, what you
right.
go through. You know
but think about the people that are suicidal. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Think about them because, you might have been in a place where, you know what I'm saying, you probably didn't get to that point. You feel what I'm saying? You might didn't feel like that. But somebody else went through a darker place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody know what darkness is until they go there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody know what's dark, you know what I'm saying, until they get there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. So is there anybody who's going through anything similar to what we talked about? Nobody taught us this. We had to learn it the hard way. If you did, let us know in the comments below right now.
What's with all that drama that they be talking? It's time for Willie Green to get the podcast running. It's our time, grind time.
ATL,
It's our time,
the podcast.
we on time. What they gonna say when we start speaking truth?